My name is Megan Alexander. I'm a senior here at Ward High, and my future plans include attending a four-year university with a major in medical. Senator Sullivan, my question for you today is, how would the Keystone XL pipeline affect the economy of Nebraska? And would the benefits be seen long-term? Will the beneficial influx of jobs last, or will the environmental risks, such as the pipeline leaking into the Ogallala Aquifer, outweigh the economic benefits? Thank you.
Thank you, Megan. As you well know, this discussion on the Trans-Canada Keystone XL pipeline has been going on for quite some time, actually the whole time that I've been in the legislature. And first of all, I'm proud to say that because of some actions by the legislature, Nebraska does have some laws on the books now that give Nebraska a seat at the table when a pipeline company comes to the state. As to the amount of jobs and the economic impact of a pipeline going through our state, the estimation by TransCanada is that during the construction of a pipeline, there'll be about 2,300 construction jobs, some of which will come from right here in Nebraska. But it's of a specialized nature that not all of those people will be able to be employed here. Once the pipeline is completed, there will be approximately about 5 different pumping stations located along the route of that pipeline. And there will have to be people permanently employed to maintain and operate those stations. So there will be temporary blips, if you will, an increase in construction jobs available, but they won't be of a lasting nature. Now, with economic impacts, when a pipeline is being constructed, there's lots of activity. Those workers have to eat and sleep, and they take advantage of the local businesses. And then also from the tax standpoint, once the pipeline is in place and there is oil going through it, it is taxed on personal property for a period of 15 years. And so right now, the first pipeline that will start to be taxed in 2013, there will be well over $80 million that's going to the 10 counties that have the pipeline going through.
Mr. Curtiss, how do you feel about the Keystone XL pipeline and its possible economic benefits?
Thank you. I have certainly not been involved as directly or as long as Mrs. Sullivan. She's been a player in the Keystone XL pipeline for a long time. The information that I did obtain was from the public meetings and public hearings that TransCanada and Nebraska Department of Environmental Quality held inside our district. And I have to tell you, I was very pleased when I went to those meetings and listened to what TransCanada had to say, and also listened to what the Department of Environmental Quality had to say. As far as benefits to the district, Mrs. Sullivan gave all the numbers and facts, which are absolutely true. I believe, as she does, that the benefit will be very big in the short term, but kind of taper off in the long term. But that's how utilities work. We're often asked as politicians if we would support creation of public utilities or creation of public projects for the benefit of creating jobs. And I see that as a band-aid, not as a repair of the problem. I am in support of the Keystone Pipeline. I have been since I heard about it. It's a very progressive business growth idea. If Nebraska wants to compete on a commercial level and compete on an industrial level, we have to be willing to play ball. I was glad to see the legislature came down to the decisions that they did make. And there were some laws that were passed that may or may not help those things. But as I said, I've been in favor of the pipeline since the very beginning. And I don't believe, as a progressive business state, you can play the what-if game. What if the pipeline were to break and leak? That would be TransCanada's problem. And they need to repair it if that does happen.
Thank you. I want 30 more seconds on this topic from both of you. Answering the question, none of you touched on the part about the environmental aspect.
Thank you, Mr. Gates. I was hoping that we get a chance to respond to that because it has been a great concern, particularly with the original location of this second pipeline going through the sandhills. And that's really what precipitated a groundswell from the citizens of the state saying the sandhills are too precious to the state, and particularly the Ogallala Aquifer. And I will tell you, the Ogallala Aquifer is under the first pipeline that is currently completed with construction. But I think that, first of all, they've moved the second route out of the sandhills, which is a good thing. I think that ultimately it will be a safe pipeline if we follow the federal and state guidelines we have.
I agree. I believe that the environmental concerns are certainly there. I also believe that TransCanada had gone above and beyond what we would require in a normal business by moving the route. They incurred millions of dollars of expense to move that route out of the location where we asked them to do it. The fact of the matter is Nebraska is over the Ogallala Aquifer. But like I said at the beginning, when I viewed what TransCanada was going to do, the technology that they have, the safety measures that they have, the responsibility that they implied to me at those meetings, I was very secure in understanding that they would take care of those issues as well.
Thank you. Nikki Carson has our next question.